Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and various groups from around the world. Today is the third day in our celebrations of the month of the Ramanujans. I got up at 4 a.m. because today is a day that has made spiritual history at 28 Dunstaple Crescent, Reservoir Hills, city of Durban, province, KwaZulu Natal, country, South Africa, continent, Africa. This is the first time on this continent that the Supreme Lord has appeared in the Archa Vigraha form through the auspices of the Sri Sampradaya. And this day is going to be remembered as long as the Sri Narayan Dham exists. Lord Sriman Narayan has taken his residence in our main pond of this ashram. The Vigraha is a form that the Lord avails himself to be seen by the human eye. The Vigraha is the form that the Lord avails himself to be seen by the human eye. This is his fifth form. There are 4 other forms that cannot be seen via the human eye. These moments are to be embraced in such a manner that it must make an indelible mark on your soul. On your soul. The Sri Sampradaya is 100% spiritual. 100% spiritual. It is not a religious-based inference. It is God-based through self-realization. God-based through self-realization. And it is a shame that the only system on this planet where God appears Himself and instructs. This is the only system on this planet whereby God Himself appears variously through myriads of incarnations and manifestations and presents to you absolute instructions on how He may avail Himself to be embraced by you. But Hindus are the most confused religious-based system in the world. Yet you get prophet-based systems. And in those systems, you yourself can witness the devotion, the sincerity and loyalty. Because in Hinduism, you make your own scriptures. Every Hindu is a Veda Vyas. Yes or no, Sita? Yeah, because you make your own scriptures. So you have to be Veda Vyas. Because in Sanatana Dharma, only Veda Vyas is allowed to compile scriptures. In Sanatana Dharma, only Veda Vyas is allowed to compile scriptures to be followed by those that are born in Sanatana Dharma. So if every family has their own way of worshipping, it means Veda Vyas has incarnated in every family. Yes or no? And I want you to look at the futility and irony in what we do as Hindus. The Supreme Lord incarnates. He teaches by example, as Lord Ram in the Ramayana, as Lord Shri Krishna in the Mahabharata. How many Hindus follow the Lord's teachings through His living on this earth? How many Hindus? But then look, in the Abrahamic religions, prophets have come down. Prophets have come down. They have created their system, and look how diligent their followers are. Can you see the irony? The difference between the prophet and the Supreme Lord? How ironical it is. Where in Sanatana Dharma, the Lord Himself comes to earth and instructs you how to navigate towards Him. By Him living a life that can be followed by every human being. And this is the purpose and reason for the Sri Narayan Dham, to celebrate the month of the Ramanujans, so that we can coherently traverse and set aside perception and confusion that has invaded the minds of those that are born in Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is absolute science. What does absolute science mean? Hiranyakasipu. What does absolute science mean? 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. It's absolute science and it's absolute mathematics. Yes? That is Sanatana Dharma. That is Sanatana Dharma. It has created the perfect system for the evolution of the soul through the human dimension. And it is created in 2 parts: Karma Kanda and Gyan Kanda. Karma Kanda is ritualistic worshipping. Is ritualistic worshipping, where you worship either singularly or collectively the 330 million Devi and Devtas. But I don't think anyone here who would like to worship ritually will worship just one Devi or Devta. Because when it's Hanuman Jayanti, then you'll say, Hanuman Baba, I love you the most. What will you say, Vanita? Hanuman Baba, I love you the. Please sort out my children's problems. Please sort out my finances. Please sort out my daughter-in-law. And please sort out my son-in-law. There is no one greater than you, Hanuman Baba. And then comes Ram Navami, and then you say, Lord Ram, you are the greatest. And you give him the same list of problems. And then comes Krishna Ashtami, Ganesha Puja, and you'll really go overboard in Navratri. You'll really go overboard in, all of a sudden everyone loves the mother. All of a sudden everyone loves the, or what the mother can give. Suddenly you sleep on the floor. Suddenly you sleep on the floor, away from your husband and wife. Some of you go saltless fasting. 9 days of Queen, saltless fasting. And you see all these things happening daily in our society, in this country, don't you? Bribery and corruption. Vanita, bribery and corruption. You bribe the devis and devtas, like how you bribe a policeman, or how you bribe your local politician. Please do not repeat this discourse tomorrow. We're going to have all of them present here. All right? Is it not common that we have no loyalty? We have greed, Sita. Greed, we are selfish, and we worship for selfish reasons. We worship for selfish reasons. We worship for ourselves and our families. So in this Sri Sampradaya, we undo this type of selfish worshipping. We undo selfish worshipping, and we teach you that just this cycle of creation is 311 trillion 40 billion years long. How long will you be bribing? Devashni is smiling. She and her father invented bribing in the Sri Narayan Dham. I found a huge slab of chocolate on my pillow. It's still there, and a big packet of nuts. Oh, Jessica, you learnt it. And I'm talking about the devis and devtas. So I just quickly want to sum up and round up from our 2 days of discourses. Yesterday I stated that the Sri Sampradaya is the principal Sampradaya from 4 Sampradayas. And Vishwada rightly pointed out that these Sampradayas are found in the Padma Purana. So how can the Guru state that the Sri Sampradaya is the principal Sampradaya if 4 are authorized in the Padma Purana? Hiranyakasipu, explain. There are 4 authorized Sampradayas. Sampradayas are authorized routes to the Supreme Lord. Authorized routes to the Supreme Lord. Somebody heard there was food in this satsang. Explain, Vishwadhar. On what authority am I saying that the Sri Sampradaya is the principal Sampradaya? Hiranyakasipu, help him. Amita, help him.
Out of the 4 Sampradayas, it's the only one that's eternal,
You copying. That's called copying, isn't it? Looking at yesterday's notes.
It's eternal because it's headed by Mother Lakshmi. And she's eternal.
Yeah, let's break this down. I'm doing this again so that there is a proper understanding through inference and logic, together obviously with the scriptural injunctions. Mother Lakshmi and Lord Sriman Narayan lives eternally. Material universes are created cyclically. Material universes created cyclically. Mother Lakshmi, Lord Sriman Narayan lives eternally. Who is the closest to the Supreme Lord? Mother Lakshmi. Who will receive absolute knowledge first? Mother Lakshmi. The Sri Sampradaya, this spiritual tradition that the Sri Narayan Dham is affiliate of, is headed by Mother Lakshmi. Mother Lakshmi exists eternally. The first living entity when the universe is created is whom? Lord Brahma. When does Lord Brahma exist? At the inception of creation. He only lives as long as the material universes exist. When Lord Brahma takes his birth, then the Lord, through his heart, reveals all the Vedic injunctions. When Lord Brahma, the first living entity, is born through the Lord, then the Lord injects or reveals all Vedic information in his heart. The very first mind-born children of Lord Brahma is the four Kumaras. After the birth of the four Kumaras is Lord or Rudra. So let's use logic and inference. Logic and inference. Lord Brahma is born. Whoever is born, you in your lifetime, Hemita, what you know of entities that are born, what have you experienced? They die. Any entity, living entity that is born has to die. Any entity that is born and dies, what is the term for the duration of the lifespan called? Vasudeva Ramanuj Das. Their life is temporary. Life is temporary. What we know of Mother Lakshmi? Mother Lakshmi is eternal. Then living entities born of a temporary living entity, their life is temporary as well. So using logic and using inference, if you take the four sampradayas or the four routes to the Supreme Lord is through Mother Lakshmi, through Lord Brahma, through the four Kumaras, or through Lord Shiva. From these four, which would be the highest and why? Mother Lakshmi, why? She is not temporary. She is not temporary, she is eternal. Like in a company, can a temporary worker supersede a permanent worker? No. Then why should a temporary sampradaya supersede a permanent sampradaya? Jessica, can you see the state of confusion in the mind of, you're supposed to say us Hindus, only the Guru can say Hindus. What you supposed to say, Jessica?
Us Hindus.
Yes, take one for the Hindu team. Are you understanding the dilemma of the Gurus? Are you understanding? Because we have how many ashrams just within a radius of 10 kilometers? Vishwadhar? Sorry? So what is the difference? Vanita? Brahma Sampradaya teaches you one aspect of the absolute truth. The Kumaras Sampradaya teaches you another aspect of the absolute truth. The Rudra Sampradaya teaches you the third aspect of the absolute truth. And the Sri Sampradaya teaches you through absolute synthesis all the aspects of the absolute truth. And I've explained this before, I want to explain it again. If you say you want to learn mathematics, then there are four operations. If you say addition is part of mathematics, are you right? Subtraction, are you right? Division, are you right? Multiplication, are you right? Or you can say all these operations are absolute mathematics. Yes or no? Can you say addition is absolute mathematics? No. But you can say all the operations is absolute maths. Yes or no? Similarly, the Sri Sampradaya embraces the Brahma Sampradaya, the Kumara Sampradaya, and the Rudra Sampradaya. And that is why in the Sri Sampradaya there is no confusion. Because if you want to study mathematics and your system is only teaching you addition, what happens to the rest of the operations? You will be in a quandary, won't you? If your institution is only teaching you addition and you want to study and experience mathematics, what happens when subtraction confronts you? What happens when you are confronted with division? And what happens when you are confronted with multiplication? 4 children in one family, 4 sons. As soon as they get married, they leave their fathers and grandfathers' Sampradaya and they add their wives' Sampradaya. Yes or no? Then the second son, wife Sampradaya and mother-in-law Sampradaya. They work more do seva more in that ashram than the ashram they were born in. Mataji saw Sean carrying bin packets when she went to holiday to Sean's house. 30 years he lived with us. He didn't even know what a bin packet is. You understand? And the same thing with worship. Yes or no? Can you see how many divisions and subdivisions Sanatan Dharma has fallen into? Then from time to time gurus are born. From time to time gurus take their birth to clear, take away the mother-in-law Sampradaya, the wife's sister's Sampradaya sometimes. Jessica, why you laugh? Satish bhai, where Satish? Okay, I can see his hand. Alright. Are you understanding? And in this system, God, the Supreme Lord, has taken his birth to show you how to reach him. This is how simple it is. This is how simple it is. You don't have to break coconut. Vishwadhar, you don't have to break coconut. Just open the Bhagavad Gita. Just open the Bhagavad Gita and compressed in 700 verses is everything you need as a human. Is it hard, Satish Bhai? 2 Satish Bhais? Is it hard? Why? It's not hard. Guru explained millions of times. All married men, when they get up in the morning, they hear 7,000 verses. What is 700 verses? And I'm saying not even in a day. A month, 700 verses. You have the experience. Every man here has the experience. Instead of learning the Bhagavad Gita, you hear the Mahabharata every morning and every night. Yes or no? Dhana hears all the scriptures. So this is the Sri Sampradaya. This is the Sri Sampradaya. It can be found in the Bhagavad Gita, it can be found in the Brahma Sutras, and it can be found in the Upanishad part of the Vedas, in fact the whole Vedas, because these 3 is the authority that every Hindu should be following. Bhaiya, what you should be following? Talking to you. Ashir, pull down your mask. What you should be following? Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutras and the Upanishads of the Vedas. No other Sampradaya. I'm warning you before you get married. We live here. I'm warning you. All right? No other. Bring them to the Guru. We'll sift it out. All right? No other Sampradaya. And start carrying the bin bags. Let mom and dad see you carrying bin bags at home. Don't be shocked like Mataji. She contacted me. I was in South India. And she said, you know what I saw? I saw Sean carrying bin bags whilst I was in pilgrimage. That's how much it shocked her. All right? Are there any questions? So this Sri Sampradaya, Gurus take the birth and disciples take the birth. The disciples are born of the Guru, and when the Guru leaves this earth, the disciples carry the baton forward. And one such disciple that is born on this day is Vishwadhar Ramanujans, and we want to wish him a very happy birthday. The Guru put him through a washing machine, mincing machine, concrete mixing machine, and quite a few machines, because that is what a Guru need to do to a disciple, so that when he comes out on the other side, he is well polished. And I'm proud to say today that through all his journeys, hell and back, in these few years, he came out smiling like a dainty rose. Dainty rose. You understand? It is not often that the Guru, I think he's heard this for the very first time, he must be shocked. Because the Guru does not praise his disciple. But sometimes, Devashni, disciples need to be patted on the back when they are deserving. Especially in our classroom situation. So seated next to him there is his newfound friend Hiranyakasipu, who is a demon in our Sanatan Dharma. But tomorrow Hiranyakasipu is also going to take initiation, and his Guru will be Vishwadhar. Okay, I see Vishwadhar's dad here, and I'm sure it's a proud moment to have a son that has traversed the path of spirituality. It is a defining moment for both him and his dad, and I hope Vishwadhar continues on this path. Gurus always make soldiers of their disciples. Gurus always make soldiers of their disciples. But I've never ever seen a soldier in my life jump 2 feet high for a cockroach. I'm not joking. How many of you came to my house in Westville? That small, cramped up, I think it was the size of my stage. My shrine, my kitchen, my sitting room, everything was in one. And somehow a cockroach entered the scene. And I only heard screaming. And he hid behind me. Okay? On the lighter side of things, but it's the truth. Is it not the truth, Vishwadhar? Yes, he is afraid of cockroaches. If I need to punish him, I'm using all the wrong methods. The solution is a box full of in his room. Okay? Vishwadhar, on behalf of the Sri Narayan Dham, and I'm sure the Sri Sampradaya, because Vishwadhar is internationally known, I sent him to South India to visit all our main centers so that he could acquaint himself with our practices and also meet with the various gurus from this Sampradaya. And he did. He had a beautiful trip. And I'm sure these gurus and our potency within the Sri Sampradaya itself, all that existed from today going backwards. I'm sure everyone is proud of the work that Vishwadhar has done on the international level. I just discourse. And when I myself see the results of what we do, I get shocked myself, even as a guru. So he has put in a lot of work in these past years. He has assisted in taking the Sri Narayan Dham to international status. He was assisted by Hemita. And if you look at our posts on Facebook, then we are in a class of our own. So it is times like this that the Guru becomes human. I can't explain it any other way, Vishwadhar. Otherwise, he is going to analyze why he was praised in this satsang. For weeks and weeks and weeks, he will analyze why the Guru praised him. But he started like any other disciple. He's a computer programmer, fundi or whatever. And whoever he has an interaction with, he puts them in a box. So when he met the Guru, where you think he put the Guru? In a box. Put the Guru in a box. And then he used to write 100 questions for the Guru. Then the Guru should perceive his 100 questions, and before he could ask his 100 questions, the Guru should answer him. Then he used to go back to Joburg, confused, and then he puts the Guru in another box. Then he'll come back with another 100 questions. And before he can open his phone, those questions should be on the phone and it's sharp. All right? Then the Guru should answer his questions. Then the Guru's box kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now the box is so big he can't even draw that box. All right? Which means the Guru is out of the box. He cannot analyze the Guru. He cannot analyze the Guru. All right? I bring him right to a point because he has various formulas. He has various formulas. Through your behavior, he can draw a conclusion. So for 6 months, I will behave with him in a particular manner, and just when he thinks he got it, I drop him. Okay? And this is our relationship. I don't know if he's going to still try or whether he's going to guide poor Hiranyakasipu the right way through this movement. Come stand in the front, let the camera see you, Vishwadhar. You can turn the camera for him, Amita. You can wave at the camera, Vishwadhar. So, I want his dad to hear. I gave Vishwadhar an opportunity and I said, come clean. You have your own discourses on Mondays in Joburg. Please whack yourself in your own discourse so the Guru don't have to whack you. And what do you think he did? Dad, what do you think he did? A sugar-coated whacking. Properly, immaculate discourse, properly sugar-coated. So I started, I don't know if you're reading, so I decided that I don't trust him in whacking himself, so I helped him in whacking him. All right? So I wish, Vishwadhar, that you continue serving your work, clientele life, your spiritual institution, the Sri Narayan Dham, and spending time with your members of your family. All right? I think you've learned everything that I could teach you in these few years. All you have to do now is live it. All right? Learning it is one thing, living it is another. I see a cake there. And then do Aarti, or do Aarti and Venita, sing Bar. Do it after Aarti? Okay, so we're going to do Aarti now. I'm going to conclude with the Aarti. Then we're going to celebrate his birthday. And then we're going to go into our annual general meeting. It shouldn't take more than 15 minutes. The AGM, and then we'll go into supper. All right? The reason we have in our AGM today is that it was difficult to have our AGM on the 31st of December due to COVID restrictions, and Vishwadhar is the Secretary General of this organization, and he does not want to be virtual. He wants to be physically here at the AGM. So to satisfy all of that, we are having our AGM today. All right? You can start.